lost in love. Let's go. Ma, it's no problem to hold you, tongue stroke you, please you like I'm supposed to. Touch spots that ain't ever been touched, and I won't stop till both these squirrels get they nuts. Hey, you know it's good when we freakin', king size squeaking after I ease in. If you was with me, baby, 24/7, best believe that every single day would be a sweet day. Girl, you sweeter than a cheesecake. If you want beef, prophecy will be a beefcake. I make love to you till you fall asleep, leave you with sweet dreams between the sheets.
Lady, I want you. Every time I see you, I just wanna kiss you and hold you.
Was the night before that night. I was born on that day, but not last night. Once upon a time, I had my cash right. Plug called, he ain't act right. I'm far from a slow nigga.
What's good, everybody? It's man Big Dog coming live at you, another TruPlayaz podcast episode with my brother JoeyG on the 1 and 2s here at the TruPlayaz podcast. We're going to hit you guys up with a very blessed episode called Entitlement. And we got a lot to say about this. And if people get offended, I don't know what to tell you. Because I just felt this is a subject that needs to be addressed and spoke about. So I'm going to let JoeyG introduce himself to the people.
What up, this is your man JoeyG. You know who it is. Host of Beer Convo and Family, co-host of TruPlayaz podcast. If you haven't seen me before, just know that I shoot straight from the hip. You may think it's a personality, but it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I like stirring up things when it comes to the conversations, and I also try to give you a different point of view as far as the conversations, to give you a different perspective or a different way of thinking. But guaranteed by the end of it, you should have at least a clearer perspective on both sides. I'm not here to change minds. I'm just giving you a different point of view to look at. Period.
Got you. So today's topic is entitlement, and why we speak about this subject, entitlement. It's something I want to speak about a very long time, but it's definitely pardon me, I'm under the weather. It's not COVID, so don't worry about it. I'm just having a regular cold. Okay, a regular cold, but so it's a subject that we want to touch upon because we kind of people in our lifetime who believe they're entitled to certain things without returning the favor or giving back. They feel that you're either part of your family if you do something for them, but when it comes to the return of the favor, they disappear on you and things like that. Or you're not a good friend if you don't help them out, but they in turn go hide and seek somewhere, so they don't see you. So I just came from a background where a favor for a favor.
Right.
So I believe that wholeheartedly. If I'm down on my luck, in which I've been down on my luck for the past few months, I don't tell nobody, I don't ask nobody no questions. I just find my way through, and I fought my way through, and I'm coming back. I'm climbing back up again. But by the same token, it would have been nice if someone would have been like, yo, we hook up down for once. You know what I'm saying? Right. He held me down a few times. We hook up down for once. And the reason why I didn't say nothing is I actually honestly didn't believe anyone would step up to the plate and do that. So, well, the people who've been helped a lot from my end, whether it's indirectly, directly, you know what I'm saying? So I honestly didn't feel that they were the favor was not going to be returned. So I kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But entitlement is also about energy too. And we speak about that a lot. Energy is everything. You know what I'm saying? If you're not comfortable asking someone for a favor, that's probably the energy they give off as hate or whatever they want to say. But before I get deeper into it, JoeyG, what do you think?
Entitlement. People assuming that you're gonna give more than you have. Like, I'm the type of person, I would give the shirt off my back. I would do that. But don't expect it all the time. That's the expectation that falls into that whole situation as far as entitlement is concerned. You expect it after a certain period of time. And that's not the case. It's not the case. There's certain situations where you can't even look at it like that. It's like a child growing up and down on their luck. They feel they're entitled to their parents' money. How? You didn't work for it. It's not your money. There's a husband and a wife situation right there. The structure of the house, the structure of foundation, and all that. You're not entitled to that just because you're a child. Okay. At some point, you're going to have to work for your own. At some point, you're going to stand on your own 2 feet. Some point. We
And
all
so,
get down on the luck. We
hmm
all get it down on luck. We all go through phases in life and stuff like that. But we can't lean on other people as crutches when we know we can walk.
hmm
You can walk on your own 2 feet. You can find a way to get on your feet. Stop using the crutch. That's only enabling you to do whatever it is you do. Maybe your approach as far as handling finance needs to be refined. Maybe you need to educate yourself in savings. Maybe you need to educate yourself on prioritizing what should be paid first and what should be paid last.
hmm
Maybe you should revisit the job situation that you're in. Maybe you should get more education so you can move on to the next step. There's a lot of different variables when it comes down to this conversation. Some people are just stuck
hmm
in that position where it's like it's easier to do this, ask, than grind it out
hmm
in the unknown.
hmm
And that's where the problem lies. The problem lies in that.
got you. But I do find though, when it comes to entitlement, entitlement, it's also called a lack of humility on that particular person's part to understand that the world doesn't just revolve around you,
Mhm.
and that's a lack of humility. And the thing is, a lot of people don't understand, don't understand that the aspect, thinking that, oh, he's my man, he gonna hold me down. No, no, your man can't always hold you down. Your man got
No,
other responsibilities that's more important than holding you down. They gotta keep a roof over his head. They gotta keep the lights on in their dwelling. That's more important than holding you down.
right,
No, so it doesn't matter how much you ask for. I mean, you could ask for $1. It's going to be a problem now because
right.
you know
I wasn't budgeted for that.
I wasn't budgeted for that,
No.
and it's crazy because I'm sitting here. I'm like, people just don't get it. They just keep asking, and it's like, yo, wake up, man. I'm
It,
not responsible for your decision making in early in your life. I'm not responsible for that. So I can't be responsible for holding you down when you're down on your luck because of past mistakes that you made in your past. That's not my
right,
responsibility.
right. Also, this entitlement thing, man, it irritates me because once again, I know both sides of the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
I can't say that I wasn't independent at one point. I can't say that I didn't get a little bit comfortable with my hand out,
hmm
but I also realized when is enough enough?
Yeah.
When is enough enough? Like I'm owing people that I don't have the money to pay. That's not
Uh-huh.
cool. My reputation as a person, that's not cool with your hand out all the time and oh, let me borrow, let me have.
hmm
First of all, there's a thing with that too. When you ask to borrow something,
hmm
you're expected to pay it back.
hmm
Borrowing means I will loan you something and you will return it within
hmm
a reasonable, specific amount of time.
hmm
If I ask you to hold something or have something, that's not expected.
hmm
It's not expected. So we don't call that a foul. We're not going to
hmm
call that a foul on that part. but at the same time, the conversation has to be clear. And if you clearly say, "Can I borrow?" you're expected to pay it back. I don't care if I'm holding you down or not.
Mm-hmm.
As a family member, as a friend, if you ask to borrow something from me, borrowing means you're gonna pay it back.
Got you. I'm totally agreement with you as well because I, I don't mind helping people. People believe I don't like helping people. I don't like I don't like repeat favors.
Right.
Uh, okay, so when we gonna stop, Brandon? When you gonna stop asking me? I mean, you could. My thing is, bro, it's not about
Hmm.
how long ago you asked me for the last favor. It's the fact that you can ask me again. It's the time that you
Right.
asked me. It's the problem.
We didn't work that out.
Uh-uh.
We didn't
Uh-uh.
work that out the last time. Like,
Uh-uh.
what happened?
But in this podcast, bro, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit there and call. No, I'm not gonna call nobody out. I'm just gonna be humble about the situation because you know, when you get older. I'm about to be 44 in 1 month, bro.
Hmm.
1 month and some days, and it comes to a point that I've seen. I've, I wouldn't say I've seen darkness, man. I've seen darkness, man, over the past few months with my own situation, which I don't speak
Right.
to people about. The level of darkness, I'd never seen this before. You know what I'm saying? So, and it bothers me that the only people who could dig me out of this darkness are lying in the cemetery.
Right.
Because a lot of people who are entitled still have a mother to run to,
Hmm.
and some of them have both parents to run to.
Right.
You look at me; I don't have no parents to run to. They're in the grave.
Right.
I'm on survive. People don't understand. People tell me, someone mentioned me, "Yo, Dom, your energy's kind of different." My energy is different because I'm on survival mode.
Hmm.
So when you're on survival mode, there's no such thing as generosity. There's no such thing
No. First of
because
all,
I fall on my
no,
face. It's all me to dig myself out the hole.
can I interject something real
Uh
quick?
huh. Hmm.
I said for those people who know what hardship is.
Uh huh.
For those people who know what hardship is, when you're scraping up pennies and you're scraping up cans and stuff like that to put money in your pocket.
Hmm.
For those people, right?
Hmm.
I'm trying to be
Political.
I can't say political. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but at the same time I'm not trying to slam people either.
No.
Um See if I could give you a scenario.
Hmm.
I know somebody who was homeless
Hmm.
at one point. Okay, he was a friend of mine. I consider him like a brother. He stayed with me for a minute. His contribution was pretty much cleaning, getting food when he could.
Hmm.
Money came, my
Hmm.
part. Um, Let me hold something.
Hmm.
After a while, that pattern of let me hold something got to me
Uh huh.
because I don't really have to give out like that. In my
Hmm.
mind, already, okay, we got the rent, we got the bills. As far as the house is concerned, because I'm paying electric, I'm also paying for the cable and everything like that. And when it comes down to it, the festivities, that's on me.
Hmm.
Okay. After doing this for a while, let me
Hmm.
borrow, let me borrow, let me borrow. I fall on hard times.
Hmm.
Money's not easily accessible at that moment in time.
Hmm.
Now Joe's acting funny style because Joe says no. When I ask for help, people pack up and leave. Oh, I don't have it right now. But you were just spending for other festivities. You were
Right.
spending on video games. You were spending on systems.
Hmm.
I'm irate.
Mm-hmm.
But the true friend that I am, instead of beating you up and taking your money, I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that stay with me, that appreciate the situation,
Mm-hmm.
nah, fuck that. Take your shit. Pawned it, brought me the money. Pay
Uh-huh.
the bills. Am I wrong for taking the money and paying the bills?
No. Shit to be things need to be paid, man. People need to, I mean, the situation I think you're talking about was when you were in Florida.
Yeah,
Um, in Florida, you don't need heat, but in New York, you do need heat. There's four seasons in New York, so you need the heat, you need electricity,
right.
and
The biggest thing out there is pretty much you can live without electricity. Water
okay.
though, you might want to take care of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Water you might want to take care of. We
Mm-hmm.
could deal with the heat, sweat it out a little bit, keep the doors open, fight with the bugs.
Your bro. Let me tell you something. You remember? Not it was just a month. I would say, was it a month ago that I didn't? Well, we were talking. I didn't have no cell service for 3 days
Hmm.
because they cut my shit off.
Hmm.
That shit woke me the fuck up. Because
Trust
reason
me.
being is I'm like, yo, in all my
It,
life, I never had
when
my
it
cell
comes,
phone cut off because of nothing.
listen, when it comes to Mr. Bill, he don't care.
Mm,
Mr.
mm,
Bill don't care. Mr.
mm.
Government don't care either. Mr. State don't care.
The thing is too, people have to go and ask for and hold me down.
Mhm.
It was. I do thank everybody, those who held me down,
Yeah.
that I felt comfortable asking without being ridiculed in click sessions.
Right.
you know,
There's no need for that. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like you
um,
said before, though,
yeah.
being humble and understanding what that position feels like, and having to go through it, and having to go through it alone. Having to go through it alone, you understand the situation. Why wouldn't you want to look out? If it's family, it's family. I'm not second guessing. I wouldn't second guess that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But if you show yourself as a good character, and you your word is true to who you are, then by all means, my co-signer in the situation, my wife co-signs pretty much my decisions.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about other people that have asked and stuff like that, and that favor has not been returned. But you live and you learn.
But the thing is though, when you're in a married relationship, which you guys both share finances, people can't sit there and ask you for money because you have to ask your wife, especially if it's a female asking you for money. You gotta go
Mhm.
ask her if it's okay to lend that female that money. It could raise a very bad situation.
First of all, I
And
don't even I don't even dip into that situation. I've had that situation, and if the person is watching, you already know. And you asked me once, I
Mhm,
was able to look out, but anything after that, nah. When it comes to my pocket, it's
mhm.
maybe okay, but when it comes to our pocket, nah. I'm sorry, that's a no write off bet.
But the thing is too, it's just situations that I'm not just my situation. I'm hearing situation that other people going through. I have my little brother telling me shit about people insta message him on fucking Facebook and shit,
Mhm.
asking for money. I'm like, wow. I mean, it, it's it's sad. Grown ass adults
But
feels.
you know what's
Uh,
crazy?
uh,
When you have money
hmm.
and you still asking other people for money.
Oh, there's one zodiac sign that does that all the time.
when you have money, but you constantly asking other people for money.
Bro, there's only one zodiac sign that does that.
Then the thing that really makes me laugh is they talk shit because you didn't give it to them.
There's one zodiac sign that does that, bro.
Yo, that shit's crazy. It's crazy to me that
I,
to have
I,
that mind, that mindset.
It's funny part is if I mention that zodiac sign, I may have my enemy list would grow even bigger.
Listen, I told you a long time ago.
I think I'll put it to you like this. I think I came out of my mother's stomach at 7.5 months. So let's put it that way.
That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I don't.
man. Oh man. Oh man.
I've had situations. You know what I'm saying? I've had exes. I've had exes that fall into that category.
Zodiac sign.
I could say that too. But that category of
Not the July ones though. The July ones are cool.
no, not all. Not all.
The August ones is kind of like you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful, them motherfuckers.
Not
Yo,
all.
I just open up like, really?
Listen, I will fight my son. I'm not playing with him. Not playing with him. You gonna
Oh
act
my
right.
god! Oh,
He's the beginning of the month. We gotta get that straight.
King of the Jungle.
Listen,
Come to the water, bitch, and I'll bring the pussycat out of you.
what they saying on Lion King? He
Oh,
was
man.
like, "Soon I will be king." He was like, "Soon." Scar was like, "Soon I will be king." They were like, "You're gonna be king of this?"
No,
you
oh,
you have nothing but desert and skeletons around you. All it is, huh? That's your expectations.
bro. All jokes aside,
Let's get
serious
it.
talk. Serious talk. We probably joke about that side all day long, but you and I both know there's some great ones. There's some
No,
great ones.
definitely.
I
And
was raised by the,
I'm trying to raise one. I'm trying to raise one.
you know what I'm saying? I was raised by a great one.
I'm trying to raise
You know
one
what
to
I'm saying?
be
So,
great. Oh, you know. That's your
Yeah,
godson.
of course. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, about the entitlement. You know, I've had situations where I'll tell you my phone got cut off, yo. Even I got two exes like, yo, Dom, you need me to give you some money you need some money? I'm like, no, don't do that. You know I got somebody
You,
already.
you're gonna cause problems.
You're gonna cause a
And
whole lot of problems.
even if it was innocent, you're gonna cause problems.
You're
It
gonna cause
could be
problems.
innocent, like you know what it is. Even
I don't even
even the conversation of bringing it up caused problems. What do you mean?
to the point to the point. It was so hilarious. It was like to the point that one of the children that I baptized for one of
Hmm.
them was going to try to seek the money to me. I say, don't do that.
Right,
To get back to your mother, say thank you, but no thanks.
right.
Go. You try to get me to some shit. No, I don't need that.
And sometimes it's not intentional, and it's purely from the heart. It's appreciated, but um,
In those two
that
instances,
that argument is
mhm,
not worth it.
like yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real with you. Those two instances, it wasn't something that they're trying to get back in my life. It was basically them returning a favor.
Mm,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's shady shit.
Hmm?
That's a shady shit. Man.
With shady what? No, I mean, I know them. I know them, so I know their hearts are. They're happily engaged or happily married, but for them it's more like, yo, You did me a
It's a
favor back.
returning a favor.
You
I
did me a
understand that. A favor for a favor is cool,
yeah.
and I appreciate that
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly appreciate that. But
But it's trouble. It's trouble. Shut up.
no,
It's trouble. Trouble. Trouble.
no, we're not ready for that.
And trust me, the missus held me down too. So it wasn't that it was that I was needed. She held me down too. But
I'm a, we should have led with that. We should have led with that.
you know what we're doing, bro. So you know what it is when I drink liquor. It's a truth serum that comes right the fuck out.
I understand.
You know, I promise people, I
Nope.
promise you before we started the show, I was not
Mhm.
going to call anybody, any zodiac sign out their name,
Right.
but I just did. I just did
Right.
a few minutes ago, because you know why? Because when I start drinking this,
Mm.
the truth serum starts to come out.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. It doesn't matter if I'm drinking or not. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
This is like a bear.
Now,
Mhm.
now here's the difference.
Yeah.
Me telling you the truth on liquor is just because I don't care. Me not saying nothing is because I care.
Yeah.
Me saying something on liquor is because I do not care
Listen,
as much.
not only am I drinking liquor, I'm also under the weather.
Mm,
But to the grace of God, I'm not doing round 2 of COVID. Must be the the silver lining behind this whole situation.
silverback.
You know what I'm saying? And part of the reason why I'm in the dark, I had that darkest hour is because of that situation too. Um, Something called the M, it ends with an E,
Mm,
that they put on some supposedly workers. You know,
gotcha.
you know what I'm saying. So, trust me, I would have been hired to many jobs
Yeah.
had I took that little uppercut. Now we on the fourth uppercut, right?
Hmm.
The fourth uppercut.
Yeah. It's working so well. We need 4 shots.
After 6 variants.
Hmm. Still.
Entitlement.
Listen.
And
It's
what has that entitlement got us to now? To the point
what
that
you could go to the front of the line and actually sit in a restaurant without a mask. Oh, you're doing big things. Oh wait, you could go on a cruise.
but I heard they dropping that on the cruise too, though.
Not yet. I'm still waiting for Carnival.
We need to talk about that. We need to. I have to ask my
No,
cousin about that.
we're still waiting on Carnival.
So Royal Caribbean, you don't need.
I don't know about Royal Caribbean. I'm not sure about that. All I'm saying, I was waiting for the mandate to drop as far as the ships are concerned. I know Hawaii has opened the doors, vaxxed or no vaxxed. Doesn't It's opened the doors. Like yes, you could come.
Because excuse me, the uppercut does not stop you from getting it.
No,
Doesn't stop you from giving it to somebody else. You probably hold it down better with the uppercut.
right.
When you hold it down better, you done create another variant. That's messing
It
up
doesn't make
everybody
sense
else.
to me.
So
Listen, I'm gonna tell you from my personal thing on this, and this is because I rarely get sick,
mhm,
and I know how my body reacts to things. If I get sick, that shit's got to be some potent thing.
mhm,
I
mhm,
don't get sick off of every little thing. The allergies is the only thing, and the sinuses is the only thing that actually hurt me to a certain degree. But
right.
other than that, nah, you don't see me in the hospital like that.
Hmm.
I'll do checks.
Hmm.
Have to. I'm getting older.
It's
Gotta
funny.
check on those things.
It's funny when I woke up with a fever yesterday. Yesterday I woke up with a
Mm,
fever, and I called my uncle. You know, he a doctor, my father's brother. He's like,
mhm.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You already had it, so you have the true essence to fight it. So don't worry about it.
Right.
If you do have it, you do have it. If you don't worry about it. Don't let it occupy your head
Right.
because
I think that's the biggest part of that whole situation. But go ahead.
it's a psychological thing. Really, it really is. It's really a psychological thing. He told me psychologically, don't let it consume you. Just go about your business. Check your temperature every 3 hours. If your temperature gets a little bit higher, just take a Tylenol. But if it's below 100.4, don't take Tylenol. Let the
Mhm.
fever fight off whatever you have going on.
Right.
Don't take Tylenol. That's where people get it messed up. You take Tylenol when you get over 100.4. But if you're below 100.4, let the fever do what it got to do.
Hmm.
That's why you have a fever. It's fighting off an infection.
Right.
It's fighting off inflammation. It's fighting something.
And everybody has a different line
Hmm.
when it comes to the temperature of their bodies.
But for
Basic
me,
science, peoples.
yeah. But the thing is with me though is that I usually, and on my good days, I usually run low anyway. I usually run 97.1. I've never been 98.6 until
I think 98
.6
one.
98.6 is the perfect body temperature. But I usually run 97.1. That's my
Let's
baseline.
see,
So if I get 1999, for me that's a fever.
1999.
No, 99 point something. For me that's a
Gotcha.
fever. Because I always run 97.1, 96.9. That's how I run.
Ah, there it is.
But we're
I'm
veering
probably
off.
running a little hot.
We, we're veering off the subject here of entitlement. So now, entitlement is oh
93.2.
oh man,
Hold on.
them
Hold on.
thermals
Let me. Hold on. Hold on.
them thermals is
Uh,
not accurate, bro.
Let me go to body. 98.2. Yeah.
Okay, much better. Them joints ain't accurate like that. So
Yeah. My temperature is normally 98.1.
must have for myself. I probably got 3 oral temperatures in my room. 3.
I chew on them. All
Yeah,
right.
so
I could say.
I ain't playing around with that shit, bro.
I
Catch
chew on them is not a
Let
good
me tell you
thing.
something. If I'm ever away and I get a fever, I'm getting on that plane. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting on that plane. Make sure I get home. That's it. That's it. But anyway, we got to veer off the subject of entitlement here. Let's get back to it, bro.
It, it's all good. I'm with you.
Let's get back to it. Um, so my thing is though, how do you handle people who feel they're entitled? Because a lot of people feel entitled and they go on Facebook and do posts on Facebook and shit like that. And I mean, I do posts on Facebook too, but I've been doing posts on Facebook recently to motivate myself. You know what I'm saying? To motivate myself. It's not about who's with you in the beginning. It's about how you finish in the end. If the people that you begin with are not prepared to finish at the top with you, you have to leave them behind.
Mm. I'm gonna give you a piece of uh, the new Joey G beer combo and family.
Hmm.
We come into this. I'm gonna say some of the thing that I was gonna say.
Offend. If you want to offend, offend. This is
No,
the
I'm not.
whole.
I'm not gonna offend. This is something just real. This is
Hmm.
something real.
Hmm.
As far as the beer combo and family chapter 2, it's coming. Um,
Yes.
and I'm actually gonna speak to open it up this next go round.
Hmm.
We started off. I came into this world by myself.
Hmm.
When I leave this world, I'm going to be leaving by myself. But while I'm here,
Hmm.
I'm going to connect with a lot of people. I'm going to
Correct.
I'm going to connect with family members. I'm going to connect with people I work with or people
Hmm.
that I work close to.
Hmm.
In that, I can't be worried about what everybody is thinking. I'm
Hmm.
only going to be here for a specific amount of time. I can't worry about and cater to what everybody else wants around me. I can't do that.
Hmm.
I'm not here for that. You're taking me off my path. sitting there catering to you and what your needs are and what your wants are, you're taking me off into a different direction. Our presence for our
Mhm.
families and friends like that is supposed to be something positive, not something negative.
Right.
Shouldn't be a hindrance to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be that selfish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give for those people who went through hardships and did wrongs in their younger years or later years, whatever. Everybody has a different learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not going to be perfect, regardless of what people say
Mm-hmm.
or do. They're not going to be perfect. Everybody has a different learning curve. They're going to learn at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Allow people to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So what? You don't agree with the next person. So what?
Mm-hmm.
You don't agree with that person. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
should I agree that you don't agree with that person?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. Your personal journey is your growth.
Mm-hmm.
Your growth is getting to the best version of yourself
Mm-hmm.
and possibly being a role model for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be a child, with your child or somebody else's child, or you like a father, uncle, whatever the case, a figure in their life, a parent, whatever the case may be. There's
Mm-hmm.
different scenarios to put it out there, but to just go through life taking, you're taking, you're not leaving with any of that stuff. The only thing that you could leave behind, honestly and truthfully, your impression,
Mm-hmm.
your character,
Mm-hmm.
the person that you became.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people will be left with.
Right.
For those who know and stuck by you through your transition periods,
Mm-hmm.
they'll know the full spectrum. That's it.
True.
We
True.
we talk we talk about your legends, your creators.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about your legends and your creators and the stories and morals that they left behind,
Mm-hmm.
the legacies that they left behind.
Mm-hmm.
You want that.
Mm-hmm.
You want that story. It's not going to be specifically like their story, but you want that type of story.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'm gonna say something that's gonna be very, very cold.
Go ahead.
Their story is buried 6 feet under
Now.
since November of 2018.
Mhm.
It's been buried.
Mhm.
There's no remnants of them right working right now. No remnants.
Mhm.
You know. Um, do I try to carry the torch? Of course, I try to carry the torch. But as far as the book cover,
Mhm.
according to the majority, I'm not the right book cover to carry that torch.
But it's everybody has like the Bible. Everybody has a book.
But true. But I'm not just the book cover. I am the book. I am the scripture.
Mhm.
I'm the words in the book.
Right.
And if you don't know my history, how I came about this earth, you should know who I am.
Mhm. I see people
But
get caught up.
because
That's what.
some people weren't some people didn't exist when I was born. So who's to say? Who's to say they would have existed anyway?
Mm.
Who's to say? Um, but the moral of the story is with entitlement is the best way I can help anybody is to help them get to the best version of themselves.
Mhm.
That's the best way I can help them. Not by giving money out of my pocket, not to kiss ass or be someone I'm not, not to dumb myself down to make them feel good. My job is to ensure that they when they're in my presence, they're the best version of themselves. Do I come across harsh? Yes, I do. Because it's
Right.
first out of frustration.
Because you know the potential.
You know what it is, we're too talented to be bummy.
Right. You know the potential. I know the potential talent of your family. And I say that as a whole because everybody has a specific thing.
Oh,
Every
before we cut into that, you know, I'm just going to exclude certain aspects of my family
Okay.
because they already reached their potential and surpassed their potential,
Oh, okay.
and they did it quietly.
Not braggadociously.
Exactly. So let's
Mm,
keep them out of it. And I'm talking about both my mother's certain parts of my mother's family and
mhm.
definitely my father's side of the fence.
Respect.
They surpassed it. My father was coming to his family. He we spoke about this on off camera.
Yeah.
He did it like the Mason way. I'm gonna bring you to the house. It's up
Right.
to you to walk in that house and do what you gotta do. I'm walking away.
I didn't understand it. Bro, I'm going to tell you straight up, I didn't understand. It was a parable that was laid in my lap. And
hmm
for the first time, I was stumped.
hmm
But it took me a little while to figure it out. And when I did, I was just like, yo, that is the illest thing I've ever heard somebody tell me
hmm
without telling me.
hmm
Yo, if you want that, the only thing you have to do is walk through that door. Period.
And the thing they don't understand is not about walking through a door. They gave you the blueprint. Follow the blueprint.
Follow the blueprint. It's right there in front of your face. I told you what to do without telling you what to do.
and
And I didn't give you the answer. You got the answer just on the instruction.
mhm.
Period.
but but like I said, when you reach when you have a false sense of belief of who you really are,
Hmm.
that's how you act. And how can I say this? I've been caught up in being a false sense of who I am, and I look at myself, yo, I'm like, yo, I got work to do.
You know what it is?
I could look myself in the mirror and say, I still got work to do. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. If I thought about it, had this mindset when I was in my 20s, I'll be a different person right now. I'll be in a different stratosphere right now.
You know what it is, though, Dom? I'm gonna
hmm
say it like this. Mike Tyson talks about it on his podcast, the
Shut up,
death.
Mason.
Yeah, the death of ego.
Uh-huh.
That is a real thing. It's a real thing. For those people who mature fast, is because they understand that death and rebirth.
hmm
They understand that death and rebirth, where they can actually be a genuine self and be
hmm
humble and understand compassion and everything like that. Understand what it is to go through something or understand what the next person is going through without the me, without that.
Right.
Because I and all of that.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I understand this whole entitlement thing. I get where certain people come from. I get it because financially, one person is in a position you feel may be able to help you out, but
No.
that's not the case. When you get to a different financial status, you have more responsibilities. You
hmm
have more to take care of. There's things that you're not looking at that you can't see from your level because you're used to and surviving with the bare minimum.
hmm
You're surviving with the bare minimum. My
hmm
wife was the one who told me, stop grabbing any little thing. Start working for your own. I could have stayed with the Infinity for as long as till it crapped out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want a new car? Something that's reliable, something that you'll be comfortable and have the family in? Wasn't looking at it. I was looking from the angle that you were looking at. As long as I have four wheels to get me to point A from point B, I'm good, son.
Mm-hmm.
Till you don't.
Right.
You're not thinking long term. Long term, you're gonna have to pour more money into that car. You're gonna have roadside issues and all of that until you don't have a. You'll lose your job
Mm-hmm.
because you have to deal with your car.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you want to do? There's
No.
certain aspects that you're not looking at. You can't
No.
see it from that level, and you're not willing to look at that. All you see is what's in front of you and
Right.
around you. Somebody's trying to give you a handout and bring you up, but they can't do it financially. They're trying to give you a heads up.
It's not. It's not about. It's not about. It's not about that, bro. As we begin to wrap up this particular podcast, every time we always get serious towards the end of the podcast. But we're gonna continue this. There's gonna be a part two. Let's continue. There's gonna be a part two. But my thing is that everything you said was great. But keep in mind one thing: people ask for help because of poor decisions they make in their past.
That's also a part of it, bro. It's a
Yeah.
part of it, but it's also a pattern.
Oh yeah. It's a big pattern. And the thing is though, as a friend or as a family member who cares, you know what I'm saying, you try to push them to get to a certain level that they're supposed to be. They're not in my opinion, they're not where they're supposed to be. They're beneath where they're supposed to be.
But see, this is the position that we hold. We hold a position where we understand talent.
Hmm.
We understand potential. We understand that. We understand being in a struggle
Hmm.
and having to get to the next step. But there's only so much that you can help a
Hmm.
person, whether it be financially, talking to them, educating them, that we can do.
Right.
It's up to the person to receive it and move forward with that. We said the parable. We showed you the door. We said how it was done before. What else do you want us to do? There's some work you have to do by yourself.
But a lot of the work that they have to do is mostly within their soul.
It's
You know what
not
I'm
like we
saying?
have it's not like we haven't been there. Now we've probably gone through it at different stages in our lives, both of us. We've gone through different stages in our lives where we had to adjust and make different decisions and learn from that and grow and mature.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be in the latter part of our lives with a dependent mindset.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer dependents.
Mm-hmm.
We're
No,
no
we don't.
longer we're no longer dependents.
Mm-mm. I know I'm not.
I mean, if you family
I mean,
wise, maybe my son may be and my wife may be a dependent on my work and
hmm
my monies that I help support the house with. Maybe that if you want to argue that point, then you got it. But we're at a point in our lives that we shouldn't be dependent on another person. Period. As you grow into to adulthood and maturity and everything like that, you shouldn't even be in that position. This is uh, something that I'm hoping I can help my daughter with
hmm
as she makes her moves into womanhood and getting into life herself. But
true.
that point of dependency is over.
Mm-hmm.
I can educate you. I could point you in the direction, but the footwork, that's all on you.
Mm-hmm.
You can still ask family if that's what you want to do. It makes your situation easier. You feel, go ahead and do that. Go ask a family member. Go ask a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a short list of people after a while.
Mm-hmm. But you know what, bro? This has been a great podcast episode. And I hate to end it so soon. But we're going to bless these people to part 2. Hold that thought, bro. Hold that door. Hold that thought.
Just like I'm holding down this hat, son.
You know what I'm saying? You hold that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeyG, the biggest Yankee fan ever, who is rocking the New York Mets cap.
I only
on
do
the
this for
TruPlayaz
this podcast, son.
Only for the podcast. While I'm up in here, deal with a damn cold, doing a podcast. This is what Tesla Forward to is all about, ladies and gentlemen.
They're around. Trust me when I tell you they're around.
We keep putting out content, real content. If for some people be like, they probably think it's boring and shit, but if you're not willing to deal with the real, then I don't know what to tell you.
It's different. It's different for you. I hope you get some information out of it. I hope I give you a different perspective on looking at things. It's not always, life isn't always serious, but there's certain things you have to pay attention to in order to mature and grow. And I hope I helped you out with that. If not, keep seeking knowledge. That's all I can tell you.
Listen, we're gonna continue with a part 2, man. Don't you worry.
Oh,
we're gonna continue with a part 2.
I'm ready for it.
Let's get it.
Ready for it.
Let's get it. So everybody, you can listen to this podcast on Anchor, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, JoeyG Radio. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which the ticker is not even on right now. I'm messed up this whole thing. Maybe just put the ticker on as we start to wrap up. I tell you, when I'm drinking and I'm under the weather, I'm all messed up, guys. So, but I want to thank JoeyG for holding me down on this podcast as we continue to give you guys content. I promise you guys more episodes. I'm gonna give you guys a full recap of my trip to the Jacob Javits Center of 2 weeks ago. Well, it's been 2 weeks already. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, about the car show, the auto show, and all the new electrical cars that I saw over there, which really opened my eyes about to get an electrical car. And Elon Musk, you got a competition for that Tesla, though. You got competition now, bro. We ain't the only electric car in the streets right now. By the end of the year, there's gonna be a whole lot more electric cars in the streets. Ain't just Tesla. But even though I would love to have a Tesla myself, but I'm gonna bless you guys. Me and JoeyG, we're gonna bless you guys with part 2 of this episode. Also, we're gonna talk about Dave Chappelle getting tackled at a comedy show. We're gonna talk about that next. And also, we're gonna talk about Elon Musk and what's going on and how he's being accused of being the devil now. We're gonna talk about that shit as well as Entitlement part 2. So it's your man Big Don. We're gonna sign up on this podcast. JoeyG, what's up, man? You gonna hit him up?
You already know what it is. He said what he had to say. I said what I had to say. Knowledge to the people. Let's keep it moving. We on to the next one.
Got you. It's your man Big Don. Sign off this podcast. Peace.
Things will get brighter. Then bring it down hard. Someday.
What are you doing?